Hey everyone, hope your day is going well. You're back with another reaction. We're listening to The Same Situation by Joni Mitchell off her album Court and Spark. I reacted to a few songs of this album and I kind of didn't do it in the right order, but now I want to complete the other songs that I haven't heard. I did react to the previous song as well. That was People's Parties, and now I want to listen to this one. I believe this song is also the last song on side one, if I'm not mistaken. Let's have a listen. Oh, this is immediately from the previous song. All right, okay, I wasn't prepared for that. All right, okay. Yeah, that song is like the facade that people have, right? Of the parties and everybody, status, and behind that mask, there is perhaps unhappiness and or addiction or loneliness and that stuff. Great observational song. If you uh, are that type of person who goes to parties and you see that happening. All right, okay, let's go back to the song.
Again and again, the same situation for so many years. Tethered to a ringing telephone in a room full of mirrors. A pretty girl in your bathroom, checking out her sex appeal. I asked myself when you said you loved me, do you think this can be real? Still I sent up my prayer, wondering where it had to go. With heaven full of astronauts and the Lord on death row, while the millions of his lost and lonely ones call out and clamor to be found. Caught in the struggle for higher position and the search for love that sticks around. You've had lots of lovely women, now you turn your gaze to me, weighing the beauty and the imperfection to see if I'm worthy. Like the church, like a cop, like a mother, you want me to be truthful. Sometimes you turn it on me like a weapon, though, and I need your approval. Still I send out my prayer, wondering who's there to hear. I said, send me somebody who's strong and somewhat sincere. With the millions of the lost and lonely ones, I called out to be released. Caught in my struggle for higher achievements and my search for love that don't seem to cease.
Wow. I can definitely see those two songs have to be played together, and you kind of get the continuation of the person's perspective who observed that party, right? And that state of mind. Really, really great. Her vocals are just always mesmerizing, and it's ethereal and just beautiful. And she uses her voice like, I mean, now people do it too, but I mean, back then, there's like nobody else like her. Uh, so unique, uh, and in terms of writing as well, and performing it, and using interesting cadences and finding interesting pockets in the music and stuff. It's really really great to listen to, and to kind of also reflect on some of the words that she wrote. Just amazing. She talked about mirrors, even using that as a tool of reflection, but also self scrutiny. And yeah, very relatable to many people, I guess. And I imagine great piano as well in it, the strings, the bass, really, really great song. And the message, when I think about that previous song, um, and this one, you find yourself in that same situation, the quest for everlasting love that so many people are on, they're searching for. And she says it, caught in their struggle, for a higher position. So it's either that or and their search for love that sticks around. But usually, in these modern times, one of them has to give, or it seems to be that we feel that way, or we can go for status, career, finances, but then we have to sacrifice love, or it's the other way around. That seems like, oh, this is the option. I don't think it is, but it seems to be that way for many people. And the outcome is nobody's really happy with what they have then. Wow, just a profound writing. That telephone ringing that she talked about, it was almost audible in, I don't know what instrument that was, but I thought, hey, this kind of like sounds like the musical equivalent of a telephone ringing.
Years tethered to a ringing telephone in a room full of mirrors. A pretty girl
Here.
in your bathroom checking out her
What is
sex
that?
appeal. I asked myself
I don't
when you
know.
said you loved me.
It's very nice sound, and it almost sounded to me like, oh, this is the telephone we're tethered to. And of course, checking out her sex appeal, love, equating it to physical beauty, and it almost becomes a test. You feel insecure. Can it even be real? Yeah, you start to question this stuff. A lot of this reminds me of attachment theory and all the questions we have when we are young, or infants that we have, like, oh, will they come back when somebody loves them, when we cry? And we all have different types of attachment theory, and it's great writing, man. Whoa, I don't know if that's conscious that she does that, or it's just an innate in her nature and just in her experience, and then you write it just, and we find the themes in that retroactively. I think it's more that. She's sending up the prayer. Where does it go? What a great question. Wondering where had it gone? That's a good one. Uh, yeah. And then the heaven is full of astronauts and the Lord. I thought she sang on the throne. Now I look over, I see the Lord on death row. Wait a second, I need to hear that again.
Do you think this can be real? Still I sent up my prayer, wondering where it had to go. With heaven full of astronauts and the Lord on death row.
Okay, yeah, but because of it's so close to get the throne, death row. I thought it was the throne, but death row. Maybe faith is condemned or replaced with science, or it feels that way. Now it's full of astronauts, and the meaning is gone, or it feels empty now. And of course, millions of his lost and lonely ones call out for love, and it's a shared condition, loneliness, an epidemic. So many people are looking for someone to share their life with. And yeah, this is a fantastic song that deals with the topic of loneliness and also love being a test, and equating it to, uh, is it, the conditions, certain conditions have to be met before we can go further along, especially when you mix it up with the search for status. Now we need to find an equal partner, on all those fronts, and it has almost nothing to do with love anymore. Yeah, man, whoa, this is a great song. I always love her writing, but then the way she sings it is just beautiful. it's fairy like. Yeah, beautiful stuff, and sad in a way. The same situation. Thank you for hanging out with me today. If you have any other recommendations, please let me know. Hope to see you there. Goodbye.